Welcome back to the aftermath of West Ham United 3, Nottingham Forest 2. Still got the cough, but we move. Make sure to like and subscribe if you are new. And yeah, let's get into it. Obviously, West Ham faced Nottingham Forest yesterday. Beat them 3-2, thanks to Thomas Souček right at the end. 2 fantastic deliveries from James Ward-Prowse. And yeah, obviously, as I said, a lot of people like the lineup. A lot of people like the Souček, Alvarez, Ward-Prowse thing, because I guess it worked at the start, but I think we saw at Villa. It's not going to last with that midfield. I think Souček, when we're chasing the game, I think it's fair to say that he's the guy because he's got height. But listen, Souček for 90 minutes is not good enough. He doesn't really get involved with the game as a midfielder. You gotta be okay passer at times. He's not like he's constantly making runs in the box. It's not even like we're putting crosses into the box for him to have an impact on the game, which is not his fault. But at the same time, all our creativity will now come on the wings on Paquetá and Kudus. And we're going to rely so much on that. Because those are the game changers. Those are the guys that this team needs to be based around. We need to base our team around them two. You know, a striker up front. And them two and Bowen, I guess. And it's going to be very hard to fit all 3 of them in. Because Kudus is probably the best on the right, and so is Bowen. But Kudus could also play in the middle, but so could Paquetá. There might be even times where we might have to play them both and Alvarez is the sitter. But you can't take away Ward-Prowse's deliveries. So there's a lot of selection headaches, but it's a lot lopsided of a team rather than being able to pick great players in each position. Now, he has Cornet and Mubama in his squad, but doesn't pick them for his squad. Mubama's good enough to start for me. And the reason why I say that is because no one else does anything. So you only know by giving them chances for men's football. And we don't do that. We don't do that. We are the Academy of Football, but we don't give football to any of the Academy players. That their lack of football that they get is alarming. And that's what that goes without saying. How many players have been good enough and we've not let them play? And then they go other places and flop, but it's all about the circumstances. They will do better around a better team. And we would be a better team than half of the clubs that they are going to. Now, I'm seeing rumours of David Moyes moving to another role in the future. I don't know what that means. Don't know what that means for us. Or I saw a rumour about him working for UEFA. I tried to look that up. Nothing really of sustainable information actually came up. So if any of you know anything about that, let me know the rumour. And if we're talking about a game yesterday, it was a game that sums up West Ham quite a lot. Going 1-0 up, and then what? Because it seems to be a mentality thing. And when I say that, I mean, it's a Moyes thing, but it's also a players thing in this squad where everyone on the pitch should also have the responsibility to be like, no, we got to get a second goal. And they've even said it in interviews, even when like Declan Rice was here, and even a couple of years ago. It's been said before by players themselves, so why do they always do it? Why do we always drop off? I mean, we drop off anyway. We were pressing a bit, but every time we press, it's very half-hearted. And it's not like we're pressing aggressively, pressing people into traps, pressing high up the pitch all the time. You know, again, we're playing Thursday, Sunday, and you can't waste your energy all the time, but other teams do it. Pardon me. So I don't really understand why we can't do that, but it's not what the manager wants. But every time we go 1-0 up, you know exactly what's going to happen. It happened against Manchester City. It happened against Chelsea where they equalised and we played well up until we scored. The reason why it worked against Brighton so much is because they're camped so far up into our box that we could just counter and it'll work. Because they're all-out attack team and we are all-out defence team. So it kind of favours it to us if the game plans both go right. And that's why I was so frustrated with the Bournemouth result on the first game of the season. We went 1-0 up, and then we sat back, and then they equalised. It happens all the time. All the time. We need to stop this. And I only think this is going to stop if new faces come in, as in like a new manager comes in and sets a whole new mentality. And if the players can't get by with that, then the players go. But I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. Because despite us winning, there's not really a lot of positives to take. I don't think many people actually performed well. I thought Emerson and Ward-Prowse were the standouts. I didn't think anyone else was that good. It's not Paquetá's position. I thought Kudus took too long on the ball. We couldn't get Bowen into the game up front. Alvarez could be better. Honestly, he could be. I don't know why Ward-Prowse is deeper than Alvarez. It doesn't make any sense. He brings nothing going forward. Stop telling him to shoot, by the way. Stop telling Edson Alvarez to shoot. That man cannot shoot. He cannot shoot to save his life. It's not like you're asking Obiang to shoot, where he could just hit it. Or Thomas Hitzelsberger from all them years ago. We've not really had many people that can take long shots over the years. We don't, and that's always been a problem about West Ham for as long as I've been a fan. We don't shoot from outside the box anyway. And when we do, it's always someone like Alvarez. I remember Kera taking shots from outside the box last year. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, I didn't think Soufal was good. I don't know people said Soufal was good. It just kept giving the ball away. It wasn't offering anything. It didn't put many good crosses in. Can't use his weak... The guy never wants to use his weak foot. I'll keep banging the drum. Every time he gets pressured, 1 foot. The guy has 1 foot. And then he takes too long, turns around and tries to kick it against the guy so he can get a throw-in. Try and get a block. And then it ends up going through the guy. We end up giving the ball away and now we're defending our box. It always happens. None of these guys... There's like a lot of this team that aren't comfortable in possession anyway. And we're not even a possession-based team, but for the limited time that you have the ball, use the ball. I don't really understand it. There's a few... Listen, like, the deliveries from James Ward-Prowse. Let's talk about England. Now, I saw something that he hasn't been picked in over a year for England. And obviously, these international breaks are boring. I will watch the England game if Jared Bowen starts. But it's a very hard watch, England. And my opinion on Gareth Southgate, I don't like him. I know what arguments people are going to use already, but I'll be ready for them. And listen, Calvin Phillips gets into the squad. Jordan Henderson gets into the squad. But is it on merit anymore, or is it trustworthy players? Because Phillips and Henderson are Gareth Southgate's guys. Like, he even took Declan Rice off in the Euros final to put Henderson on, which made no sense, because Declan Rice was one of the best players on the pitch in that game. His guys are Pickford, Shaw, Trippier, Walker, Stones, Maguire, Henderson, Phillips, Rice, Sterling and Kane. And now Saka. Those are his go-to players. But Sterling hasn't been picked. And he's doing well. Maguire has been picked. He's doing well as of recently. But when he hasn't done well, he's been picked. Stones isn't in the squad because he's injured. Trippier fine, Walker fine. So why is it one rule for Sterling and not one rule for Phillips and Henderson, who Ward-Prowse could be picked over? In fact, someone got injured in the squad. Maddison got injured in the squad and Palmer got put in. We have a lot of creative players anyway. Palmer's done well. Palmer's earned the space. But Foden can play there. Grealish can play there. You don't want to play Ward-Prowse? Does Ward-Prowse... and I'm not moaning as a West Ham fan. Why aren't you putting West Ham players in the squad? I want every West Ham player to stay at home as a West Ham fan so they don't get injured or jet-lagged. Alvarez and Kudus are going around the world. I'm trying to think. There's probably other players. Ben Rama's going to go to Algeria. Again's going to go to Morocco. There's going to be players around the world going different places. But I would like players to stay here. Obviously, it's not my choice. But I'm saying this as just a neutral football fan, an England fan. Ward-Prowse needs to be there. Deliveries, elite deliveries. Trent puts in a very good delivery. Maddison can put a very good delivery in. But no one does it like Ward-Prowse that's currently playing. And he doesn't get put in. That's Southgate for you. And he showed yesterday his deliveries. We've become so reliant on set pieces. We were shit at set pieces last year. Even Cresswell was shit at them last year. Bowen would put in an occasional one. You had Declan Rice on set pieces sometimes. Don't know why. Emerson sometimes on set pieces. Paquetá sometimes on set pieces. But these guys can't take it like Ward-Prowse. And you'll see the difference, like Bowen, free header, he scored. And Souček, he scored. Like, it's all down to Ward-Prowse that you can put it right on their heads. Like, it's so precise as well. But we can't, with these tactics, keep relying on set pieces. We're relying on them way too much. Again, that's Moyes. Like, that is his fault. That is his problem. I don't understand it, personally. It's so cautious. I'm not a guy who I was never one of them guys that was like, we had to play good football. We have to play on the eye. I'd never like that. But you can't play like this week in, week out and just get over the line. You have to convincingly perform, convincingly get over the line. If you're going to be a defensive team, you have to show nastiness at least. Show me a bit of grit. Show me some proper tackles. Show me some elite counter-attacking play. But now we've got half and half team. Where we got people like Kudus who want to keep the ball. Paquetá wants to keep the ball. Compared to Soufal that wants to long ball it. Bowen that wants to run in behind, who can play. Antonio who's a battering ram, who probably can't play the possession side. You've got Souček, can't play the possession side. Emerson again and Zuma can. To an extent, Zuma can. Doesn't have to be, when I'm talking possession, it doesn't have to be complicated. Just get the ball and play. Get the ball and attack. Just attack. Would be nice to attack. Doesn't have to be cautious all the time. But listen, we got the win. We're ninth place. Cool. It's not going to last. Burnley, if you lose to Burnley, what the fuck? If you lose to Palace, I'll probably be expected, but seriously? You got to beat Palace. Tottenham have got a lot of injuries. You will be cautious going away to Tottenham. But you got to go there and win. You have to go there and win. I'm not accepting any less. They've got injuries and suspensions. Then again, Romero will be back for our game, of course. Of course he will. But still, you got to go there and win. You got to take your opportunities. You have to be clinical. We're not clinical enough. We're not clinical at all. And when we're talking about players that want to keep the ball and players that want to play on the counter and we put them into all in one squad, Tim Steinen's got to build his own team. He's already looking at January transfer targets and he will be in charge of when Moyes goes, whenever that is. But surely he can't be offered a new contract. I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not trying to see it. He's a legend for this club. Leave gracefully. Your reputation won't be fucked up by this season, in my opinion. But we need it. A change is definitely needed. But that's just my opinion. Make sure to like the video, guys. And subscribe if you're new. My social medias, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok is GVO Mikes. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.